Rush Duel is a fast-paced spin-off game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can summon as many monsters as you want and draw up to 5 cards each turn. In this series, me and the TheDrAlex progress through each Rush Duel product release and build decks with whatever cards were available at that time. We have been drafting characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime and have exclusive access to those characters' boss monsters, and will continue to draft characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush series. Join us as we continue to battle it out in this series, Rush Duel Character Draft. Dark Matter of Phantoms was released August 10th, 2024, and introduces a new way to fusion summon in Contact Fusion, which lets you return fusion material back to the deck from the field and doesn't require a fusion spell card. Since I drafted heroes, I'll receive Elemental Hero Shining Flare Wingman, Elemental Hero Pulse Neos, Elemental Hero Heat Neos, and Rising Hero Tantalum. Since I have Asaka, I'll also receive Heavy Infantry Cavalry Build Dragon and Demolition Emperor Blast Kaiser. Since Alex drafted the Darkman, Zuijo, and the Dark Meister, he will receive Dark Matter Requiem Omega, Dark Matter Enigmite Geodiver, Dark Matter Mist, Dark Matter Dragon, and Dark Matter Emperor Dragon. Since Alex drafted Velvilgia CPT, he will receive Burst Bunny and Cyberspice Queen Turmeric. Finally, Alex will receive Hyperdrive Barrier Tail, Heartless Hound Martial Master Prime Sheba, Meteor Swarm Entry Dragon, Cyber Osteus, and Plandolin a la mode. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is Defiant Soul Zombies. So this is a bit weird. First off, Alex has the zombie cards in his pool, but because of the rules of our show, Alex only has unique access to the 7 and up ones, and all of these are level 5s and 6s, which is quite nice for us. But the brand new Defiant Soul cards are actually kind of cool. So level 5 Geigast, if we have 5 more monsters in our graveyard, we can send one monster from our hand to the graveyard, destroy one face-up level 8 or lower monster on your opponent's field. You cannot tribute this face-up card for a tribute summon this turn. So discard a monster, pop a monster, that's not bad. Obviously it's not going to work on most fusions and maximums, but still pretty decent. And then the other new cards we have is Schlecht the Defiant Soul, which is send a monster from your hand to the graveyard, again quite an expensive cost. Change the battle position of one monster to your opponent's field, then if you have 5 more monsters in your graveyard, you can add Geigast from your graveyard to your hand. So this means that effectively we pay for the cost, because we can, if we have this 5 monsters in the graveyard, get Geigast back, which replaces the monster that we discarded, but we can then change the monster's battle position. Then the last Defiant Soul, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard until the end of your opponent's next turn. One face-up Geigast or Schlecht on your field gain 700 attack, cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. This is a lingering effect, so this does work during our opponent's turn, which means Geigast will be bumped up to 25, which is quite nice. The rest of this is pretty much a generic zombie package. We do have the Ghost Vicious and Shadow Ghoul combo, which is very strong, and to go with them we do have the Zombie Fireworks. The rest of the deck is basically just gas to try and get us where we want to be. The only other notable inclusion is we do have a new Contact Fusion in Spectress of Heaven's Eternity. This is made using Spectre of Heaven's Beginning and Spectre of Heaven's End. And again, Contact Fusion means we can summon this by shuffling the monsters back into our deck, rather than using the Fusion spell card. And its continuous effect is it can attack directly, and you take no battle damage involving this card, which is pretty cool. Sometimes that 1700 direct attack might actually do quite a lot. The side deck is basically just a bunch of staple cards that we think we might need depending on what Alex brings, because there is quite a lot of powerful cards in the set, and we don't really know what Alex is going to bring. So we're not feeling like super confident, but I do know that these zombie cards can be quite strong. Let's just hope luck is on our side. So let's fire into the games and see what Alex has got for us. So, last week we had Beast Gear versus Wind Warrior Elemental Hero, which was a little bit of a mismatch, but I did manage to take a game which I was quite happy with. But this week we do have a brand new set, which means brand new cards and might mean brand new decks. So, for me this week, I've brought something that I don't think you'll be expecting me to be on. I saw these cards and I was like, oh, I think this could be cool to bring on week 1. Usually I think we tend to go for like flagship decks. We go for like, you know, the guy on the front of the box, or we go for like the most interesting deck, or like the big anime decks first, just Obviously, I don't think you're necessarily picking out the anime decks since you don't watch the anime, but you just pick the decks that just so happen to be the anime decks, because, you know, they're generally the most interesting. I have no idea what you're going to be on. I guess I'm going to go with, like, the dark matter stuff with the new contact fusion stuff, because obviously, again, we do have a brand new mechanic in contact fusion, which would be pretty cool to show off. You got any idea what you think I'm going to be on?
Very fresh.
Very fresh. Very fresh is a very interesting archetype, and I guess we'll talk about it more after the game, assuming I'm on it. Do you want to just hop straight in and then see what we got?
Yeah, let's go.
What?
Yeah.
Alright. You get to choose.
I'm going first.
Okay, so we tribute Cradle for Knight. So no new cards yet, but this does pretty much confirm what deck we're on. So I'm going to summon out my Nimble Lemming. I'm going to activate its effect, which will let me mill 3 cards. And you might have noticed that one of the cards that we milled with...
Defiant Soul stuff.
Yeah, the Defiant Soul stuff. Because none of these cards are level 7 or plus. So they are free gain for anyone. So now we're going to go ahead and summon out Nimble Lemming and activate its effect. And we'll just mill some more cards. Right, either way, we're going to tribute 1. And we'll summon out a Shadow Ghoul. Because, I mean, who doesn't love the Shadow Ghoul? Then I'm going to tribute to summon out another Shadow Ghoul. And then I think I kind of want to do this. I mean, there's more damage if it goes through. Alright, let's do it then. We'll tribute a Shadow Ghoul and summon out Ghost Vicious, which is survive another face-up level 5 zombie monster on the field. I can pay 500 life points and 1 face-up level 5 zombie attack monster on the field can attack twice this turn. We'll activate its effect. We're going to target the boy, go straight to battle, attempt to attack over this. And then we can get in for a cheeky 4,000 damage. And then pass the turn.
Ouch. Let's... Yep.
Ship a 7. And Dark Matter is a very cool new boss monster, which hopefully we'll get to see. Okay.
Contact Dark Matter Wyvern.
During the turn, you normal summon this card by attributing a face-down monster, send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, then you can special summon a Dark Matter Dragon from your graveyard. Okay, that's pretty good. So this is kind of scary. This is basically full combo.
Activate the effect Dark Matter Dragon.
Okay, so you have to pop 1 guy. God, just being able to destroy up to 2 guys is so good. We have Emperor Dragon, which is you can contact fusion. If you have a face-down monster on your field, which you do, destroy 2 face-down cards on the field and then gain 2,000 attacks. So you could destroy your own cards and gain the attack, but seems a bit sus.
Yeah, that...
Maybe if you had lethal. Interestingly, this boy's only a level 8, so he doesn't have all the built-in protections that some of the other guys might have.
Yeah, these new fusions were weird with their level.
Well, I suppose it's because they're easier to summon, so they needed some sort of drawback. I think we're going to do this. I will normal summon a new monster. This is Schlecht the Defiant Soul. So I can send 1 monster from my hand to the graveyard, change the battle position of 1 monster on my opponent's field. Then if I have 5 or more monsters in my graveyard, I can add Gygas the Defiant Soul from my graveyard to my hand. So in my graveyard, I do currently have a Gygas, which is pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead and activate this effect. And I'm going to send to the graveyard my Mani of the Defiant Soul. And I'm going to flip up this card. And then I can add my Gygas. Not False Moon! God, his teeth are horrid, aren't they? Jesus. I've never had a good look at this card. What's up with his little hands as well? Okay, anyway. After getting distracted by that. I will go ahead and tribute to summon out my Gygas. So I can then activate his effect, which is if I have 5 more monsters in my graveyard, I can send 1 monster from my hand to the graveyard, and then I can pop 1 of your cards, which is quite nice. Unfortunately, that turn was rather expensive, so I can't actually do a lot more. But I can attack with this, and then pass the turn.
Okay. The chair has a doll.
That's a doll into Claydol, so good.
Grab back Cradle. Normal summon now. Cradle. Because we're not the new Deep Badger.
Yeah, this is another contact fuser. So if you have 5 more Dark Galaxy monsters in your graveyard, express summon this card from your hand face up to your field. Continuous effect. If you have a face down monster in your field, which you don't, attack position Dark Galaxy monsters cannot be destroyed with opponent's monsters attack, and they gain attack equal to the number of cards in your hand times 300. But right now that's not doing anything, but I believe again that this is a contact fusion guy. Or if not contact, at least a regular fusion guy.
Sure, set the fusion.
Okay.
Use the fusion.
Yep. We have Mist, we have Badger. Into
Geodiver.
Geodiver. Okay, so if this card is in attack position, we can send one card from our hand to the graveyard. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, this card's name becomes Dark Matter Enigmata, and while this card is in attack position, it cannot be destroyed by battle. Then if you have 2 face down monsters in the field, it can attack twice. That's neat. I don't like that though.
Swing and swing it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Wolf, not gonna lie. Don't think we have many options here, so we will set, and set for ending the thing.
Let's hog.
Okay.
What was that? Geodiver.
Okay.
Standard Dragon.
Its name is now Dark Matter Enigmata, and it cannot be killed by battle.
We will go to battle.
Well, I can't use traps, so got my Diagra, my Defiance,
such good luck.
got my Pitch Black Ball. So we're going to activate Zombie Fireworks. And I'm going to send, or I'm going to reveal, I should say, I guess Ghost Vicious from my hand. Then I can bring back some cards from the grave. I'm going to bring them both back in defense mode. Then I send Ghost Vicious to the graveyard. Then I can activate my Defiant Soul. This will let me discard a card and then pop this out of the way. Then I can set and set before ending my turn.
Okay. This deck not do very well against step 3, I'm realizing.
Well, you know, if you summon out your big fusion dragon, it just pops face down cards, right?
Right.
You just
I need
need
the wyvern for that.
Well, I can't solve all your problems. I'm just saying that's your that's the target.
Yeah.
I guess if you have a way to like set cards and then flip them up afterwards, Geodiver attacks twice, so arguably he can get through, but you'd have to have 2 sets and then somehow flip them both up. Either it requires a lot of setup or...
Let's set.
Okay.
Go to battle. And
I'll take this opportunity to use Nobody's Scat Thief. Let's see what we draw. Those are not really what I was after, not gonna lie. I don't think I need these. I might regret this decision, but I am gonna send just these 2? Yeah, just these 2. Oh, do we go for the really funny play? I kind of want to do the funny play. Because, like, if it works, it's so cool. But if it doesn't, it makes me look so stupid. But, you know, sometimes you got to do it for the meme, right? So I'm going to flip... Wait, before I just commit to this, just make sure this works how I think it's going to work. Okay, we're going to flip summon Spectre of Heaven's Beginning. Then... I'm going to normal summon Spectre of Heaven's End. Now, I'll perform a contact fusion and summon out the Spectre of Heaven's Eternity. So, continuous effect, this card can attack directly. You take no battle damage from battles involving this card. So if this attack lands, I will be able to win the game. Now the question is, how likely is that to actually happen? Hopefully this will allow me to lock it in, because I can bring back Pitch Black in defense, go straight to battle, and then attack directly. Oh, I had to really hope you just didn't have anything on the summon of either of these monsters. I was like, I have another play that I think is arguably better and plays around like Torrential Tribute or Compulse or, I don't know, whatever else you could have on summon. But I was like, but if I can win with a Contact Fusion, that would be really funny. Yeah, it's a decent boss monster, especially considering it's just like, it's 2 generic cards you just play in any deck anyway, and you just get like a free guy sometimes, which is just neat. Sometimes it'll be able to do shit like this, where it just blows a game. But let's see what happens in game 2.
Alright, I'll go first.
Okie dokie.
Yep.
Okay. Dark Matter for tutorial.
Tribute summon. Activate the effect.
Okay, this gets you back your Dark Matter Dragon, which gets you your Fusion if you want it.
Not gonna make the fusion.
Okay, okay.
More bodies.
We will start by summoning Nimble Lemming. We're going to fire off its effect and throw some cards in the bin. Oh, I have the option to get a Nimble Lemming back to my hand. Oh, yeah, why not? Let's take a Nimble Lemming back to the old hand. Or back to the field, even. Oh, exciting. Put it in defense mode. Oh, I don't get to use its effect. Oh, it's only the time it's normal summoned. I want it back in the graveyard now. So now, I will tribute Lemming to summon out Ghost Vicious, which is not the most exciting play, but it does give me the option to try and kill your Wyvern, and keeping that down is probably for the best. And I suppose keeping a monster face up probably does actually kind of help against you. I would like to attack over that defense monster, but I have a sneaking suspicion it might have a certain number of attack points, or defense points even. I will set this, go to battle, and we will attack for this, and just hope you don't have another one in your hand already. Then we'll just pass.
Okay.
I love how it specifies main phase, like you could do it, like you could use monsters' effects in any other phase.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, right?
Oh no, don't tell me quick
Might
effects are
start
coming.
getting end phase effect. They bring Arm Dragon to Rush.
Yeah, they could bring Arm Dragon, but Arm Dragon's usually in the standby phase. Well, I suppose 5
and level 5. Level 5's
and
end phase, right?
Yeah, 5 and 7 I think are end phase, but 3 is standby phase.
On with the turn. Tribute.
Yeah, that's what we didn't want.
Special summon mid.
Yep.
The big Emperor Dragon.
Yep.
Set a monster, activate the effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, we'll just go battle.
Well, that goes 3,300 of my life points. And my Lemming. Okie dokie, how do we wish to proceed? We have 5 monsters in the graveyard. That's a convenient number. So I will begin by normal summoning my Schlecht. I will activate its effect. I'm going to discard Geigast. And I'm going to change Mist to defense mode and then add Geigast back to my hand. Then I'm going to tribute summon out the Geigast, activate its effect, send this Mani to the grave, and we're going to pop Emperor Dragon. We're going to set 2 back row, go to battle, and attack over Mist, and just kind of hope that's enough. Between that and my 2 back row, we might be okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Tribute summon.
Okay, Wyvern.
Normal summon out Death to Call.
During the turn, normal summon this card, send up 3 cards of it to the graveyard, then if your opponent has not taken effect damage this turn, inflict 700 damage. This is basically just a mill.
Yeah, we didn't mill a dragon. Tribute 2.
Requiem! Okay. Give him the boost.
Go to battle.
Another cheeky 1,000. Okay, Requiem can sometimes be a bit of a bother. Alright, let's start with Legend Strike. Pay the 3, bring back the Legend Magician, and go ahead and pop this back row. Okay, so it's a bluff. We'll activate Legend Magician's effect. 1, 2, 3. We will go ahead and send Mr. Grave. So I will tribute to summon out Shadow Ghoul. Then I'm going to activate my Zombie Fireworks, revealing that I have a Geighast in my hand. Then I can bring back Ghost Vicious and Geighast. And send this Geighast to grave. Then we can activate Geighast effect. Discard to get rid of this. Then we can activate Ghost Vicious effect. We'll add this to attack twice. And I believe that should be lethal damage.
Oh, damn.
Oh, I was not sure that we were going to manage that, but by golly, we somehow did. That that was such a weird game where I felt like at any point I could just die. Like as soon as you did that, like 5,000 damage to me, I was like, oh, I'm just going to die to like a magic cylinder or something at this point. But I did manage to get luckier in the end. Either way, we should definitely get game 3 going. 100% should get game 3 going.
Yeah. First.
Okay.
Deck. So going first deck.
All deck is a going first deck if you're brave enough. Okay, set 4. We will summon Legend Magician. We'll activate its effect. Let's get to milling. And I think I would like to see this Ghost Vicious in the bin, you know. Where do we go after that, though? That is the big question. Once again, I'm feeling that your defenses might be quite high, but I'm not going to be able to adequately deal with them. So I'm going to tribute to summon out my Shadow Ghoul. Then we're just going to have to just set a bunch of cards, go battle, and try and clear this one. It was a vanilla, and I'm pretty sure you want that in your graveyard.
Yeah, maybe.
You have another satellite, right? That you can special summon if you have him in your graveyard, I think.
Yes.
Oh, speak of the devil. Okay, so send this face-up card from the field to the graveyard, special summon 2 Contact Dark Matter Voyages. So that's not worth it. Unless you just want to downgrade a bit. Azadol.
Azadol.
Do we have Cradle in the grave is the question.
No.
Still fill in the grave though, which is quite nice. You have managed to get Mist and Dragon into the graveyard. Means Contact Wyvern now online.
Perfect.
Mist.
Not a lot of mist.
Okay. So we can perform a fusion now if we want to. Well, right now just
That's
both of your guys are just missed already. And this is going to be a massive chonky boy. 3,900 attack. Okay. I mean, if I can change it to defense point mode, then I'll be okay. If I can't do that, things are looking a little bit sketch. Hopefully this will help us. We're going to just discard 1. So, I will normal summon out Schleck.
Oh, damn it.
So we have the Schleck. We can activate the Schleck's effect, and we're going to just discard this little lemming. Now, assuming I can attack and just get through, I feel like we're in an okay spot. Unfortunately, there's not really a ton else we do here. We tribute to summon this. Isn't huge. Guess we flip this up as well. And we'll just try and get through. We do manage, which is quite nice. We do get a bit of damage in, hopefully. Okay, we're going to take 22. 37. So the problem is, if you are able to summon out your dragon, your big, nasty fusion dragon, he can boost himself up to 52, which means you could do 4,000 damage. Which I don't like the sound of. Now, I do still have a back row.
Yeah. Well,
Wait a minute. No, 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 wait. Okay. Well, here comes the Dark Matter Dragon. Are we going to use Dark Matter Dragon's effect? That's the question.
Yeah, I can set this.
Pop one. Contact Fusion! And now you have to pop one of your own cards.
That's fine. I'm popping it back around.
And that is, I believe, 100
100.
lethal.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. All in all, right? Alright, so just for like full transparency, there were some like shenanigans behind the scenes, so this recording actually ended up taking quite a long time. But I think those were actually 3 quite short games, all things considered. It was very kind of OTK-y across all 3. I think the first game actually ended up being the longest game. So let's talk a little bit about, I guess we'll talk about my deck first. The new cards are really cool. I do think the Defiant Soul cards are neat. I do think they fall into a double problem, I guess. First off is being they all require you to discard monsters. I say they all. Defiant Soul and Gygas both require you to discard monsters. Defiant Soul isn't as bad because you do get a Gygas back from the graveyard. So as we showcased, you can send Gygas, take Gygas back to your hand, and use its effect kind of for free, which is kind of nice. Gygas itself, I think it needs that restriction because just popping a monster for free is pretty good, and you don't really want to be just allowing that to happen. And then the little one, he can boost the attack of the others, and he can boost Gygas to be a 25, and that lingers during your opponent's turn, which is nice, but I very rarely found myself able to just get them both on the board. So like, it's one of those things where I think the deck worked okay, but I think a lot of the heavy lifting was just like Ghost Vicious, Shadow Ghoul, and then like Zombie Fireworks. The new cards I think did do quite a lot. Changing your battle positions with Defiant Soul I actually felt was very, very impactful. And the pops were good, but I think the pops were better because your boss monster was a level 8, and I was like, oh, this just works. This is pleasant. If,
you countered me really well bringing the 3 Defiant Soul.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect to, let's put it that way. I wasn't 100% sure what you were going to bring. I actually, in the side deck, had one of the new trap cards, which is when one of your monsters is attacked, you can return both your monster and your opponent's monsters back to the hand. I think it's called, like, intentional counterattack or something. I can't remember what it's called. But I had that in there just as a way to, like, deal with these, like, problematic, can't be destroyed by effect Enigmatas. But it didn't end up coming up whatsoever, so it's completely irrelevant. But yeah, I wanted to play something like different, right? I wanted to surprise a little bit. I want to play something a little bit wackier. As for your deck, it's really cool, but it has just so many high levels. I think a lot of them cheat themselves out, right? Like Omega Voyager cheats itself out. Mist cheats itself out. Dark Matter Dragon doesn't cheat itself out, but Wyvern cheats it out. So there's like a lot of cheating. Yeah. But if you don't find those cards, or you don't have everything set up in just the right way, I feel like it can probably just lead to some brooky hands, which is a little bit awkward. But I will still say, Dark Matter Dragon itself is incredible. This card is amazing. Like, it looks amazing, its stats are amazing, its effect is amazing, and then it has a contact fusion, which is amazing. Like, the only negative I could say about any of these cards is the contact fusions at level 8. Other than that, I'm just like, yeah, this is just incredible. Like, why would you not want this card? You literally have Dark Matter Dragon, can just pop 2 face-up monsters if it wants to. And then Dark Matter Emperor Dragon can pop 2 face-down cards. So it's like, it's so good. You could effectively, like, +4, which is, like, so strong. Obviously, things have to go very specifically well. You'd have to have, like, 2 sets and the Dragon out, and then tribute over one of the sets to get out the Wyvern, which means you haven't used Wyvern to summon it. So, like, there's a lot of chicanery going on there. But potentially, you could do, like, just pop 4 cards without having to lose any cards yourself, which is so good. But I am really looking forward to seeing you bring this deck again, because I do think Dark Matter is going to be a really cool deck going forward. And I think, apart from, again, just having a very heavy reliance on, like, level 5s, I think the deck is still in a really kind of better spot than it was. And I think these new contact fusions do a lot for the deck. But, thanks for the games, buddy. GG.
Yeah, GG.